everybody, welcome to another edition of Wine Exposed. I'm Larry, your host, and today we are looking at late harvest Riesling. Riesling is typically known, or it's commonly known as a sweet grape, but certainly when it says late harvest on the bottle, you can bet your bottom dollar that it's going to be sweet. If you look at the Rieslings in Germany, typically you're going to see that there are some descriptive words that go along with that. If it is what's called Qualitätswein mit Prädikat, which is the highest level of quality and the level of quality where they start to put terms to when the grapes were harvested. So if they wait a little bit after the typical harvest before bringing the grapes in, allowing the berries to hang on the vine a little bit longer to gather up some more residual sugar, that is called Kabinett. If it's a little bit longer, they call it Spätlese, which I believe means late picked. And after that, they call it Auslese. After Auslese in Germany, it goes on to Beerenauslese, Eiswein, and Trockenbeerenauslese, which are particularly sweet, and those are classified as dessert wines. Here in the United States, we call this a late harvest Riesling, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a dessert wine, although it is definitely dessert wine sweet. For some people, they just call it late harvest Riesling, so we kind of leave it up to you to decide. So the producer here is Washington Hills. Label is called Paradise Peak. This is their 2008 vintage late harvest Riesling from Washington State. And let's take a look at this wine. When they say Washington State, obviously that means they can harvest the grapes anywhere in Washington. It could be Walla Walla, it could be Columbia Valley, it could be Yakima. But yeah, basically that's what they're doing here, is they're collecting the fruit that they want to have the best result from in the wine, and put it into this bottle, and that's what they've done here. This wine was, I believe it was $8.99 or $9.99 a bottle. So again, on paper, anytime you find a wine that's under $10 retail, definitely has the potential to be a great value. So let's check it out. Certainly, when you see a late harvest bottle like this, where a lot of late harvest wines they charge more for. So in a $7.50 for under $10, that looks like a good value. So let's see what kind of see how this delivers. Well, not as aromatic as some wines I've had in the past. I would expect. A lot of late harvest Rieslings I've had have been particularly aromatic. This one doesn't really have all that much on the nose, although it's not unpleasant. What I am getting is nice. I myself have a bit of a sweet tooth. I like sweet wines quite a bit. So being a white wine or a sweet wine appreciator, I tend to be a bit of a tougher critic on them. But let's see what we got here. Nice mouthfeel on this wine. It's not as crisp as I would like it. It's not unpleasant. I'm getting now on the finish that it is drying out a little bit. So it's not sweet all the way through the tasting experience. But it is very nice. It's a lot of as you expect from a late harvest Riesling. You get a lot of the honeyed and dried fruits like dried apricot. Maybe even a little bit of dried peach, those types of flavors on the palate. Pretty sweet wine indeed. It's an interesting wine. You can take a look at the glass here and see that this wine is pretty viscous. I'm not getting a lot of tearing or legs coming down the side of the glass, so there is quite a bit of residual sugar in this wine. That's what that would suggest. Okay, well, for $8.99, $9.99, I would definitely say this wine provides decent value. It's not an unpleasant experience, it's just that the nose is a little light, and that the wine dries out a bit on the finish, so it's not consistent all the way through the experience. But it definitely has some good sweetness to it. It's a nice color, which I appreciate. And the flavor is good. The flavor profile is really nice. So that being said, I would say, taking a look at food pairings, I put this with something spicy. I put it with Thai food. I would put it with certain sushis. If I was going to have some rolls and I was having, say, like a volcano roll, something really spicy, I'd put that with this. If you're going out for Japanese food and you see that they've got a lot of plum wine on the menu, aside from sake, you can look at their sweet selections, which are most often plum wine. This makes a nice alternative to spicy foods like that. Would I drink this by itself? Only if I was outside and it was really hot and I needed something, wanted something sweet, in an exchange or instead of, say, a soda or something like that. If I really wanted this and I wasn't in the mood for beer, I'd have a late harvest Riesling, sure. I don't know how much of it I could have, but I'd have some. Would I give this as a gift? Absolutely. Certainly. I think, there are a lot of people, statistically, more people prefer sweet wine than they do dry wine. Although a lot of people say that they prefer dry wine, believe the statistic is that more people prefer sweet wine. So I would definitely give this as a gift, being that it's a pretty safe bet. Certainly, the people that appreciate these types of wines often let other people know about it. They like to tell people that they prefer sweet wine, and this makes a nice gift. And I would definitely have this with food. Like I mentioned, I would definitely pair this up with some spicy foods. Would I say it's a great value? Yeah, I think it's a very good value. Anytime you can get a wine that is approachable like this for under $10, I say go for it all day. So, for WineXposed, my name is Larry. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.